Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, May 17th, 2025. So, on a day when lots of faculty members at universities are finished their grading and therefore celebrating,
Woohoo!
did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And was that a cause for celebration?
It was for me.
Good?
Yeah, I liked this puzzle a lot.
What was it that you liked about it?
I liked that it was a Saturday puzzle, so
Yes.
it was challenging.
Right?
But it wasn't that, despairing challenging that we so often see on Saturday where you, go through two-thirds of the grid and it's like, oh, I think I might know that one. I got a few, fairly soon.
Right.
In the upper part of the puzzle, and then I was able to build on those, and then I worked my way down, and it took me a while because the answers didn't just pop into my head, but eventually I got it done. So, but I never felt like, there's no way I'm ever gonna get this done. I'm like, if I keep at this, I'll get this done, and I did. So I like it when Saturdays are like that. Because sometimes Saturdays can just be so
soul-crushing. That is the technical term.
Just so defeating. But this one was not. It was a fun challenge, and it was an interesting challenge. But it was a challenge, but not an overwhelming challenge.
I like the soul-crushing types, where you have about 4 natives in one corner, and one of them requires you to know a language that hasn't been uttered in 500 years. Also, you need to know who was senator in 1952 or something like that. Those are the kinds of crosswords I like to see.
Oh, really?
No, the New York Times doesn't put out crosswords like that. They put out, I like the crosswords that don't have a lot of pop culture.
I know.
I think they can crank up, for me anyway, if they can crank up the difficulty, as long as they don't start asking me, who sang this in 1999? Because I'm not going to be able to answer that. But yes, I thought this was a good crossword with lots of interesting clues.
This did have a few sports trivia but they weren't too bad.
Well, like one down, athlete who shares his home venue with the Sparks was the Laker.
Right.
So I didn't know about the Sparks, and I barely know about the Lakers are Los Angeles, right?
Right. Yeah, and they're basketball. And then 53 across, NFL team whose name is a literary reference, and that was the Ravens.
Yes, that was great. Did you know that from? Did you get that from the crosses, or did you just know the Ravens?
No, I didn't know the Ravens right off the top. I was going through thinking, well, there's the Chargers, there's the Chiefs, there's the Bears, there's the Packers. So I was just kind of going through the teams, and then I think I got 53 down. What was that?
Sway.
Sway was rock. Which
is a tough clue, by the way.
Right. Well, maybe I didn't get that. I think I got the V, the delivery of 3 down. That was a tough one too. Prime choice was same day delivery.
Yes.
So I had the V, and then that just Ravens. That kind of jogged my memory there. Yeah, they're from Baltimore. Of course, that's where Poe was from. So
right. I kept thinking about video when it came to Prime Choice. I thought it was going to be something like you could order books and video or something. But
so, yeah, we also a couple other sports won 62 across. MLB star Pete, who holds the single season record for homers by a rookie, 53. That's a lot of homers in 1 year, and that was Pete Alonso. I did not know that.
Yes.
And then 21 across, Cards Home. And so, it's always the toss-up. Is it STL, St. Louis, or ARI, Arizona? And this time it was ARI. I put STL, but I had to change it.
I did as well, but they don't go back and forth, right? They've sort of settled in Arizona, I take it.
No, the baseball team's in St. Louis. The football team's in Arizona.
Wait, are you telling me there are 2 teams called Cardinals?
Right. They had been in St. Louis, but then they moved to Arizona.
So the
But the baseball team stayed in St. Louis.
But the second team to get created couldn't think of any other bird other than cardinal. It's like, how about pigeon? How about mourning dove? How about owl?
It's funny that they did keep that. I don't know how many cardinals there are in Arizona. I don't really think that's their native habitat, but maybe they show up there too. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway,
I'm just envisioning a football team of owls. Perhaps we could have the Green Bay Packers could rename themselves the Green Bay Owls.
Oh, I doubt that.
Fewer letters than Packers, so they'd save money.
At least people know what owls are.
Right.
But anyway, so we did have some sports trivia in there, but not too bad.
Well, I found it. I mean, that's all of that slowed me down. Mm-hmm. And I, again, like I said, I went for STL. But
yeah, me too. But it did not work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else. So one across I found tricky. Much mail to Santa. I went for spam, but because I just thought Santa probably gets a lot of spam. Are you having reindeer trouble? But
you think little kids try to trick Santa into buying some sort of timeshare or something?
He's the guy with all the presents. Why not? But the trouble is, I needed something 5 letters long, and spams didn't seem right.
I'm your long-lost nephew, and I need $1 million right now.
I'm a Nigerian potentate who has been good all year.
We have your elf in jail, and he's asking to call you.
Yes, this is the sort of mail that Santa gets all the time.
Spam.
I presume the elves, sort of sort it out first and
right.
filter out most of the spam. But anyways, the answer. Yes, there was an answer, and it was lists.
List, yes.
That makes more sense.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Right next to it, 6 across, rubbish destinations. I went for heap, but it was bins.
Bins, yes. Mm-hmm.
And you needed that because of 6 down. Something to take in from a boat. Banana split.
Yeah.
That was splendid.
That was a great clue. There were a lot of good clues in here, though. I liked 22 across. The sun, example, in about 5 billion years. A red giant. So.
Yes, I was going for supernova because we just had...
I thought of that too. But
I don't know if it's going to become a supernova, though. I guess not. But we had supernovae just the other day, so...
right, we did.
I thought it would be a continuation.
Uh-huh.
Go
ahead.
I was going to say, I like the gimme at 8 down. Dostoevsky's Denial, Niet.
Yes. Uh-huh.
It's like, ooh, a gimme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then 37 across made me think of you. Frightful. Ghastly.
Yes.
We were just talking about a ghast and a gasp.
I was a gasp to see that clue today.
Me too. I'm like, oh, good grief. We just talked about that.
Yes. Listeners, check out yesterday's episode to see what we're talking about now. We had 44 across. Come on, dish it. And that was spill the tea.
Spill the tea.
I think I've really got that phrase in my brain now because it showed up multiple times in the New York Times.
Yes, I learned about it in the crossword, and that's what I think of now when they talk about gossip or telling tales. Spill the tea.
I liked 15 across. Tip line? Any advice?
Oh yeah, that was good too, wasn't it?
And then beneath that, I'm embarrassed to say, after getting it solved, I remembered it, but didn't in the process of solving. Sitcom set in a corner store run by a Korean-Canadian family, 2016 to 21, Kim's Convenience.
Yes, I'd never heard of that show.
I'd heard of it, but just never seen it.
So was it on what, CBC or something, or?
Could have been CBC, CTV, one of those C-type stations.
I don't know. So.
Let's see, 30 across, museum with works by Hockney, Turner, and Millais, and that was the Tate.
Yes, Tate Modern.
Have we been to the Tate?
Well, we ate.
We ate at the
lunch.
Tate?
No,
Excellent.
We ate lunch at a little cafe right around the corner from the Tate.
Oh, okay.
But I found out later that the Tate actually has a magnificent restaurant And that's a really good place to grab a bite to eat. So
I think all
next
art
time we
museums,
go, we'll have to eat at the Tate.
right? Yes, it's a date at the Tate.
Right.
Oh, speaking of things that rhyme with 8, 20 across, hair color, e.g., was trait.
Trait, yeah.
That was tricky. That took me a bit. Although slightly easier was 5 down, sports and arts, e.g., sections.
Yep.
I actually got that pretty quickly. But I did not get 31 across very quickly. Going down in a way, flying south.
Right.
First I got the south and then had to work out the flying part. We had 31 down, end part of a violin bow. So for the first, it was 4 letters, and the first thing that came to mind was arco, which I believe is a way of playing the bow.
Oh.
And then I thought about capo, which is something you put on a guitar, but probably not a violin. It turned out it was frog.
Frog, yes.
It's like, ooh, there's a frog at the end of the bow. That seems wrong. I mean, it ought to be a pot of gold. So why would they have a frog at the end of a violin bow?
It's not a real frog.
Are you sure?
It's just the part of the bow, and they call it the frog.
If you listen to some John Williams compositions, every now and then you'll hear a dee-dee-dee croak.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely. It's the frog.
I did not know that.
I'm pretty sure. Very few people do. In fact, I am the only person who knows that, and I include John Williams in that list.
I liked 41 down. Part of a cold pack Kleenex.
Boy, that was hard for me. That really, because 40 across seemed almost certain. I was almost certain the first president of the SCLC. I thought that's got to be MLK.
Yes, I thought that too.
But I couldn't get that to work. And because Kleenex, if you think about it, is sort of an unusual word.
It is.
But.
And it was invented right here in the Fox Valley.
Really?
Kimberly Clark.
Did they call it? Is that what the K stands for?
Well, no.
Or is it just...
I don't know. I think it's just a play on clean.
Right.
I think their slogan was, don't put a cold in your pocket, because everybody used cloth handkerchiefs and then they'd keep them. But Kimberly Clark was like, no, bad. Don't keep it in your pocket. Throw it away. So...
Another one I found that was quite challenging was 24 down. That was, anyway, gonna move on now.
Yeah.
And the answer was, so that's that.
Right.
That was very unexpected. I had a couple of hats showing up there, and I had no idea what to do with them. So, and then 55 across fills up, eats a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
I like that.
Yeah, just lots of really cute themes like that. Even 25 down. 25 down was name dropping abbreviation et al.
Oh yeah, that was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of good clues.
Yes. So, all right, and again, this was by Ryan Judge. This was his 4th since February of 2024, so he's really been cranking them out.
Well, yes.
He's done 3 Saturdays now and 1 Friday.
Oh, he goes for the hard ones.
Yes, indeed. Well, there's a picture of him on Xword Info, and there's him and his dog. I'm assuming the person is the one doing it, not the dog. I don't think dogs are that smart.
So, well done. Yeah. Well done, Ryan.
Yes, indeed.
Ryan Judge.
Right. All right. Well, that is it for the crossword.
Yep.
But it is Saturday.
That it is.
Which means it's time for the Jam Katwa. Which is that segment of the episode where we look back through the crosswords of the previous week and pick out what we deem to be the very best.
Yep.
And to understand why we picked this crossword, the one that we're going to announce today, just listen to the last 13 minutes and everything will become clear because we are picking Saturdays.
Yes, yes.
By Ryan Judge.
Good job, Ryan.
Yes.
It really was a good puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah.
A great Saturday solve. For all the reasons we have just mentioned. So thank you, Ryan,
yes.
for a great puzzle.
And I think we should give the assist to Will Shorts, as always, because he's the reason this ended up on a Saturday. So good classification.
Yep. Nice pick.
Ryan, if you feel so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, and we'll have some lovely Northeast Wisconsin swag as well as a signed Jam Katwa certificate, signed and framed,
Yep.
making its way towards you in no time. We might even throw in a box of Kleenex because apparently that's a Northeast Wisconsin thing.
We could include that in our Northeast Wisconsin swag.
I'm going to assume, though, that Ryan can probably find it at his local
no doubt.
Local drugstore. So,
but we could do, because this is such a big paper area. We have a lot of paper industries in the Fox Valley here.
Right, but somehow...
Thanks to Kimberly-Clark. But, I mean, anything they make of paper, it seems like we got a factory here that makes it. So
I think, though, that we've got sort of a reputation for quality. If we just, throw in a ream of paper, people are going to give us a long look.
Probably.
So Ryan, don't expect a box of Kleenex or a ream of paper. Expect stuff that's better. So, again, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com. Right. Also include your shirt size.
Yeah.
So we can get that all sorted out.
Sounds good.
That is it for today.
Yep.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.